see people on a Friday. Happy Friday to you. My name is E.R. Wolf. I'm one of the co-founders here at Elify. I'm joined with my partner, Guy Toole, and we're going to be talking about all things Elify. So I want to thank you for taking some time out of your Friday as you finish the week strong to join us for this Friday with the founders. We're going to cover a lot of information. We're going to be talking about Elify, the background of the company and the technology itself. We're going to be talking about our affiliate program and some of that information. And we're just going to be talking about the market and the landscape out there in general as it comes to business, small business, entrepreneurship, and how we get out there and scale our business. So it's good to see some familiar faces. James, glad to have you on. Greg, good to see you. Danon, nice to have you on. James, everybody, so good to see you. As part of our getting started, this is also a micro networking event. So go on ahead in the chat, throw in your digital business card. Tell us where you're joining from. If you are on the Shuffle platform and you open up one of these cards, make sure to save it to your card index so that you can follow up with that person later, network together, or even clone cards. I've gone ahead and thrown my personal card in the chat, and I'm joining from Colorado, just down south of Denver. So with that being said, everybody, we want this to be as interactive as possible. Guy and I will be talking, but we want you to join the conversation. In the Zoom, there is a reactions tab. You can raise your hand if you have a tip, a trick, a celebration, something to add, a question, anything like that. And we want this to be interactive and to hear from you. So make sure you use that. Additionally, we do have the Zoom chat. And if you have a question but don't feel like coming on camera or letting your voice be known, you can throw that in the chat and we'll try to monitor those and answer those as we go along as well. And then finally, if you're watching this live on YouTube and your question doesn't get answered, you can go on ahead and throw that in a comment or make sure to get on the social groups for Elify Insiders and Elify Affiliate and ask your questions there. Again, as a community, we want to help and support everybody in their success. And that's really what Elify is all about. In fact, when Guy and I founded Elify over a decade ago, it was under that premise of supporting the success of small business entrepreneurs, work-at-home professionals, direct sellers, and pretty much anybody under the sun who needs to leverage technology to take their business to the next level. And this is the reality. For the last 30 plus years, we've been watching the internet scale, e-commerce scale. We've been seeing how big organizations and businesses invest millions of dollars into their technology. And Elify is a mashup between elevating and simplifying. And we really want to elevate your business and simplify your life by simplifying and scaling down technology to make it accessible to everybody. So when you're looking at Elify technology, you do not need to be a coder, a designer, or anything more than what you already are to plug in and start leveraging this technology. Now, as a technology company, we're focused on creating business tools and resources that help support the common functions of business that have the greatest impact. So we're not trying to be all things to all people, but we are supplying some pretty novel tools and features that can help you take your business to the next level if you're not already leveraging elements like these. They tend to fall into two main categories. Okay, the two main categories are going to be the sales side of your business, the networking side of your business, the relationship side of your business, right? The people that you interact with and who do business with you because they know, they like, and they trust you, and you've developed that relationship. And on the other side of the equation is the marketing side of the business, the pages, the content, right? The cards that you're sharing with individuals out there to promote yourself, your brand, who you are, what you do. And then that's all surrounded by a bunch of mechanisms that are starting to grow in popularity and are highly used in the business environment today. So again, things like digital business cards, right? Landing pages, okay? Relationship management, QR codes, NFC technology. And hopefully during the course of today's conversation, you're going to hear a little bit about those things. But before I go on some long diatribe about all of this technology, Guy, I'm going to throw it over to you to add any comments. And again, if you have questions, celebrations, go ahead and raise your hand.
Absolutely. And we're going to get into those later here. We want to definitely hear people's wins, celebrations throughout the week. how Elify potentially has helped them advance a relationship, a sale, something of that sort. So we're going to call some of those out because I've got a half dozen that we're going to mention. And also moving forward with our Thursday trainings with ER, I'm actually going to start taking those over. ER gets to be daddy duty on Thursdays because his kids are out of school. So I'm going to take those over. And those are also going to be sort of a master class, but it's going to be limited. I'm going to limit it to how many people come per week, because we're going to get into the trenches and we're going to spoke with a lady yesterday, scanned a QR. She's got a QR, 50,000 in sales, no conversation with anybody, 50,000 in sales. And it's by creating a landing page, a QR, a direction of where people go to sign up for the class. And so being able to do those exact same things, those are what we want to implement and show that are available to you on this platform that you might have to piece together with multiple other platforms. It's so economical. We not to make it a bad word, but we use the NUDE acronym. We have a novel, utility, dependable, and economical solution here that anyone that has any type of influence can show people how this solution can be of benefit to them in whatever they offer. So we'll get into that here in a bit. But James, I see you have your hand raised in the ER, then we'll shoot it back to you.
Yep, sounds good. James, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, family. How are we all doing today?
Great.
Woo. Hey, just want to send a shout out about how this business can work for you. I'm going to use a nasty word, network marketing. One of the techniques they tell you about leveraging someone else to confirm the business for you. So I had a meeting 2 weeks ago with a company that actually helps small businesses to create their business. They're very interested in our company, our platform, and the tap. I said, I can talk to you guys, but if I can get you a sit down with the owners or the operators of the company so they can verify it. So I reached out to ER and Guy, got them on the line, got them talking with the people, and everything was great. Afterwards, ER and Guy said, well, you could have done the exact same thing. I could have, but you know what? Having someone else sells the company, and you're building a relationship. Even though you know all the stuff about the company, having someone else do the work makes me say, hey, you know what? If I can just call somebody to talk about the company for me, try to get a good understanding, I'm interested in doing this. So I know network marketing is a nasty word, but the technique is sound. So that's my little tidbit for today. And I'm going to wait for Guy to give us some secrets and Mike Snow to give us some education. Back to y'all.
I love it, James. I love it. And guys, we've talked about this before. We know it in every business. We've talked about business structure and business models and things like that. And we're firm believers that your network is your net worth. So if you're a business owner who's out there, talking, pressing the flesh, talking to people in real life or online, and that's where you meet your customers and your clients and your prospects, the big question you need to be asking yourself is, how are you doing that? What is your process? And how efficient is your process working for you? These are big components that if you just increase the efficiency in what you're doing by 10%, by 20%, there's a lot of opportunity for growth and scale within that. And a lot of that can come from taking things from an analog or manual process over to something digital to leverage technology to accomplish things. I'm going to give you an example right now. It's an old example that I think everybody in the world is familiar with. Okay, this happened in the 90s, early 2000s. It's called email. Do you remember a time before email, guys? I mean, I don't. It's hard to remember. I use email so much and I've been doing it for so long. But there was a time where the only method of communication we had was like a telephone, and we'd be lucky if they had an answering machine, right? And we would send them mail in what we refer to now as the snail mail day and age. Think about the time that it took to complete all of that. That time was condensed and consolidated by bringing new technology to the market in the form of electronic mail. And I clearly remember a Today Show interview with Matt Lauer or somebody going what is this little A with the circle around it? It was so new and novel to most people. Guys, now email's 40 years old. Most of us have this giant spam box, all these emails in our inbox, and it's this cluttered mess. And it started to become like the old traditional mail. We're looking at new things to implement. And that's part of the evolution of technology. Technology is ever changing. And one of the goals here at Elify is to stay on the cutting edge of those new technologies that are coming to market. And as I mentioned in the opening here, to make that technology accessible to the masses. Accessible to the masses is the key to all of this, because we know that you are as deserving as anybody else, including big business, in leveraging that technology to take your business forward into the future. So in Guy, we talk about things like relationship management. Sure, you can manage all the relationships in a notebook that sits, in your binder, or you can start managing relationships in a relationship management software that's going to give you alerts, have everything in one location, give you reminders, allow you to take notes, all of those types of things. The same thing with how we market our business, right? I like to be in the digital age where my marketing is sitting out there, that content, and it's working for me 24/7. It can exist online or offline. I can't tell you the number of businesses we come across where they don't even have an online presence. Guys, the internet's been around since the 90s. If you don't have an online presence, you are missing out on trillions of dollars in e-commerce that is happening, and they're buying the things, the products, the services, and the brands that you sell right now. Think about that. So you're missing out on all of that opportunity if you don't have an online presence. And what is an online presence? Back in the day, it used to be these expensive websites, right? Where somebody could go to your URL, look and learn about your business and make an informed decision. And again, there was a threshold to enter the market. You had to spend thousands of dollars to build a website. Anybody remember that? I used to be a website designer. I used to sell big, expensive websites to people, and then I'd have them hire me to help them get the marketing up on that. It's a racket, in my opinion, because now in today's day and age, you can fill out a little form and create an online presence with our Shuffle solution, just like that. I just saw James snapping his finger. It literally is that fast. I had a training last weekend and we built 4 landing pages in under 30 minutes. And they were live, ready to go, ready to be used. Imagine not having an online presence and for a small nominal monthly fee, in less than an hour, creating your first online presence. Now let's talk about that online presence. In my mind, it starts, because relationship management is so key, it starts with the introduction. How are you introducing yourself to your potential customers, and how are they viewing you in comparison to everything else and all of the noise that's around? You've got a few choices, right? You can just shake their hand, tell them who you are, what you do, and all that type of stuff, and never leave any information. You could give them an old piece of paper, right? The traditional business card. And the reality is 9 times out of 10, that's going in the garbage with no action being taken on it. Or you can create an entire experience for them, a digital experience where you curate the content that they're going to learn about you, who you are, what your brand is, what you do, the services or products you provide. And that could be text, that could be imagery, that could be links, that could be video, everything that you could never put on a piece of paper. And you lower the friction by allowing that person to engage and lean forward in what you do and who you are, and take those next steps so that it's easy for them to do business with you. Like, that is a competitive advantage to those who aren't leveraging solutions like that. But it doesn't stop at the introduction, right? We've got to have continued ongoing interaction with these people. And we need to know and remind ourselves to have that interaction. This is where the relationship management tools come in. This is where other landing pages come in. So Shuffle is so much more than a digital business card, because you're going to go out and create lots of content on the platform. Every Shuffle account comes with 10 landing pages that you can create. One for your digital business card. Maybe you've got multiple businesses. You need 3 business cards. You still have 7 pages left to highlight a product, a service, information, help guides, whatever you need to best support you, your customer, your team, etc. And you can always add more pages into the system. And the beautiful part about all of this is, because it's digital, it's measurable. It's measurable. Whatever gets measured gets managed, guys. And we want to make sure every business that's leveraging technology understands the ROI, right? The return on that capital investment in their business. And I know there are a lot of solutions out there. Some of them prey on business, in my opinion. They're charging hundreds or even thousands of dollars a month for tools that are, purported to help you accomplish certain things in your business. And the reality is, most of that is upsell margin that the company is collecting on the business owner. Here, we're asking you to pay for the simple tool that you get, and we're going to go over, above, and beyond with the value and features and functions that tool provides. So for you, it's looking at what is your current process and method of operation, and how can you fit elements of Shuffle or our TAP solution into that to best give you a competitive advantage, right? So things like hyperlinks. You've got your online presence now. Now, how are you driving eyeballs to that presence, right? Where are you posting your links, and how are you using them? And how are you measuring in the tech speak, the traffic, the eyeballs that come in through those links to make sure you're getting a good return on investment? Shuffle's going to measure all of that for you, give you a report back that you can pull to show what links are being clicked and viewed. And you can even get real-time alerts where your phone just pushes you a notification. Somebody's viewing this information so that you can strike while the iron is hot. In addition, you're going to have multiple pages to measure. You're going to have all of these other elements. But let's say you're marketing online. Works just as well online as it does offline. Maybe you're at an event. You can leverage things like QR codes. Again, QR codes online, guys. We're all leveraging them now. And this is coming to light just within the last few years, where everybody's been thrust into understanding and using QR codes. Guys, we've been doing QR codes and making them available to small businesses and businesses of any size, really, for the last decade. That's how crazy this is. Then we want to talk about some of these other features within the application. But before I do, Anna, I know you've been waiting patiently there with your hand up. So go ahead, my friend. Thank you for joining the conversation today. And you're muted. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it takes me a minute. I'm, a little older than you are, ER. First of all, I want to thank James Flowers for bringing up, network marketing. What an amazing tool for network marketers, whether they do it as a company or if they do it, as an associate or distributor. This is a powerful tool. I also want to reiterate or re-inject the concept of multiple touches, doing a campaign so that they get something on a periodic basis. We have one gal that signed up with Elify, I think December, January, and she's gone through some health issues and she's going through the restructure, but she came back 15 years younger. I mean, she's a different woman, and we're scheduling an appointment right now with Elify for her to set up her company template for one of her publishing companies. And she is going to offer this digital business card to every one of her authors. And the authors will be using it to market their books and their podcasts and all the things they have to do. All they have to do is click a button and you go right to the shopping cart and pay for the book, and off you go. It took a while, took a lot of touches, but don't give up. Don't ever take them off your list.
I think that's such a valuable lesson, Anna, and thank you for sharing that. And really what I want to call out from that is a lot of the features and functionalities within our technology are founded in core methodologies that help within business, guys, right? We already know what Anna's talking about is the average sale takes between 5 and 12 touch points, right? Sometimes more, sometimes less, but the average one. So we're going to base this on some data and some statistics, and we want to leverage technology to help us lean into benefiting from those statistics. So if the average sale is happening between the 5th and the 12th touch point, the question then becomes, how often are you engaging and interacting with your potential customers? If on average you're doing it 2 or less, which is what statistics tell us, right? 80%, guys, 80% of people out there are having 2 or less interactions with their prospects. Just think about that. That's why 80% are not as successful as the 20% that are. If you want to be more successful, you need to segue into that 20% and make sure that you're actively and measurably participating in those multiple touch points, just to what Anna was talking about. If you do that change alone, one item in your business, think of the efficiency that's created in that business Okay. Think of how it's going to bring your business forward and think of the results that are going to be yielded from just making that one change. Now, we talked about on past calls, the compounding effect. Now, think about if you identified a second change or a third change or a fourth change that you could leverage, like creating a digital presence. Wow, it opens you up to e-commerce, right? Creating multiple pages to serve the right function of information to the prospect at the right time. We talk about the right information, the right person at the right time. We're not sending them to a catch-all website. That's the old adage, right? One website, go to my homepage, then you figure out where you want to go from there. No, if you're interested in a single product, I want to send you straight to the place like Anna said, so that you can put it in your cart and you can check out. It's called lowering the friction or the click economy for our customers. And this is something that's available to everybody within these solutions. So we talked about the content, we've talked about the relationships, we've talked about the QRs and how we share, right? Think about this, online, offline, these QR codes are really powerful. It's open up your camera, scan and click. In addition, we've expanded into NFC technology, right? Near field communication. I would say if you are a person who does belly to belly, palm to palm, interacting with your customers and potential customers in real life, this would be my number one pick for a tool to share information. Why? It is literally one tap to share. Even from here, this is really efficient with the QR codes, right, guys? Where you're going to pull out your phone, open up your camera, scan it, and click, but that still involves more steps than literally walking up to a device, clicking on that device, and sharing information. We talk about it, right? You just want your links to pop right up on their device. NFC technology is going to be very powerful in that. And we're right now in the early adopter phase of that. Think about that. You're on the ground floor of implementing latest breaking technology that any business could leverage in their existing business to give them an advantage. So powerful. Now, Dana, you've got your hand up. Go ahead. Thank you for joining today.
Hello, everybody. My question is, on the free card, when you offer a person a free card, if they choose to upgrade, what would be the process to that? I mean, would they be able to keep they would probably be able to keep their sample or whatever, their free card. Yep. But then when they upgrade, what would be the process? They just go into the app again and upgrade?
Yep. Danon, you're spot on. And I think this is a great segue here, because Danon's talking about, we've got a completely free offering, everybody. Think about this. You've got at your disposal a completely free offering of Shuffle digital business card. Okay. But we want to understand the difference between our free and our premium solutions of Shuffle. So on the free side, you're going to get access to one card, one template, one link. Okay, for anybody on our premium service, you understand that multiple cards, multiple templates, and multiple links are massively powerful. But just to have an example, we want to offer that one card, one template, one link to everybody for free. Guys, we're on a mission here. We want to take digital business cards to the entire world. Think about this. I know, Guy, you're going to talk about some statistics here on business cards, and I want everybody to consider the waste that can be saved. But to Dana, your question, when they upgrade through, they're going to keep that one card, but they're going to open up the additional cards that they can get. So now they can add additional templates, right? On that one free card, instead of having one link, they can start generating multiple links, right? Links for contacts. This is one of those things that sets us and the Shuffle technology apart from all the other digital business card purveyors out there. A lot of them, it's one link. Hey guys, here's my link. You have no measurability when it comes to that. That's the same with our free card. You're going to get alerted that somebody is viewing your card. But if you want to know who is viewing your card, right? If I sent my card out to every single person on this call and I realize that I get an alert that somebody viewed it, I don't know who to follow up with. But if I get an alert that Danon is viewing it, or Anna is viewing it, or James is viewing it, or Bill is viewing it, now I know I can pick up the phone and call those individuals who are actually engaged with my material so much better. So Danon, when they upgrade, they'll keep their card design, but it'll get unlocked, if you will, and they'll be able to add more links to that, QR codes for it, campaigns for it, individual trackable links for it, all of that type of stuff. They're also going to get the CRM, or the relationship management portion of Shuffle. Okay, so when they capture leads on their cards, they're going into the CRM and getting alerted. They're also going to get multiple templates to use. They'll get access to that desktop builder to use so they can build even better cards, right? So there's a lot more that comes along when they segue over, but they're not going to lose anything that they started with. The free business card is a great sample for people, to be honest, and it's a great way to connect. And if you are a networker out there, and you're meeting with people, there's this referral option where you want to put your card in somebody's hands and you want them to have it at all times to share it out. And you want to invite them to give you their card. And if they don't have it, the free card is the best thing to do because they can put your card in their card index to share out, and you can get their card in return and keep it in your card index. So now you can refer each other business. So Dan, I hope that answers the question. Any follow up on that?
Well, I just wanted to know, I mean, so then they would have to go to the platform that we're actually using and then rebuild their card from there.
So the card that they built for free will stay in their account. So then if they wanted to build any additional cards, they could go into the mobile app, okay, and build mobile cards, or they could go into the app online, log online, and on the desktop have access to the mobile builder and the desktop builder to build all of those additional cards. But nothing would change. They wouldn't have to rebuild their free card or anything like that. It keeps it, and now they just get expanded functionality.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they, I mean, because the free card still won't allow them to be able to measure nothing, so they would have to build on another card on the.
No, they'll get the measurability. It like unlocks it, if you will, when you upgrade from free to premium. And again, anybody on premium right now, you can go into your card builder and you can build with that free card template. Maybe you want to sample people out what you're going to get for free. Okay. So when you build your free card template as a premium user, you still have multiple links, right? You still have the alerts and all of those things. They come along with that template. It's just the account unlocks from free to premium and brings in all these additional features.
Okay.
Make sense? All right. Any other questions about the tools, the technology, those types of things, the Elify related things like shuffle or tap? Questions from anybody? If you're a guest on here or anything like that, we want to get those answered. James, I see your hand up again. Go ahead, my friend.
Well, since you brought tap up, I got to give a shout out to how we went from just tapping the card and the QR code in the back was a link to go to order the card. Now you have those working together. What I've learned out here in the field that some phones you can tap and they work, but some of them still they don't have the NFC turned on. Certain new iPhones won't allow it. So having that ability to turn my card around and literally use the QR code to get the exact same effect, is gold. So when my tap won't work, the QR code's the backup. So I thought that was a really ingenious thing that's happened. Another thing with the tap, what I've learned is being able to sit down in front of someone and actually tap your phone and tap their phone with one card and load the new card up on my tap card and tap the second one gives them the actual visual effect of, wow, this really works. Now you try this right here. Yep. It's hard to sell somebody on something that they can't touch and feel and use. Yep. So if you're not doing that at an event with someone and actually letting them see the effects, they don't see the value. So that's just my tidbit. And I said something good because I got Mike to go, you're right, bro, you're right. So Mike, you up next, right?
He's getting there, huh? And James, thank you for that. I mean, there's some important stuff. This NFC technology, it's been around for a few years, but it's starting to become more mainstream. But James, to your point, what does that mean? That means there are some older devices, right? We're on iPhone 13, 14 now. You go back to like an iPhone 6, and they have to go into their control panel and hit a button to have NFC because it was that new at the time. So be aware of that. Or if you approach somebody and they've got that mega OtterBox case, to protect their phone if it falls from the top of a 20-story building, right? It may not read the NFC on that type of stuff. So be aware of that. They might have NFC turned off. To James's point, this is why the card and the QR code are linked together so that even if you have an issue with that, we're trying to create a magical experience. You don't want to sit there and tap their phone a bunch of times. You tap it a few times, see if it works. Maybe you want to go through the effort of giving them an experience, ask them if they've turned NFC on. I wouldn't have them take their phone case off. I would flip it around and say, no problem, James, just scan that and it'll go to the same information. And like that, the programming of the cards as well is something that I believe is unique to Elify. Right now, we cannot just program our cards in person with our mobile devices. We can program them directly from the computer remotely. So if you have a team of people you've handed out tap cards to, and you're curating the content for those individuals, you can manage all of that remotely. We see this as a big value for HR groups and things like that who are managing digital cards for employees, guys. Very, very powerful. And that's in addition to all of the measurability. So I really appreciate that feedback, James. And I think, Guy, I mentioned to you, I'm going to toss it back over to you just to talk about a little bit of the statistics around business cards or around NFC, about the market size and some of that type of stuff. And I want everybody to listen to the stats that Guy is going to share. And ask yourself, are you capitalizing on that opportunity? Are you a victim of the statistics? You know, these are all things that can give us an advantage in our business.
I've modified my statistics a little bit because I've done additional research and have validated that over a few different resources. So we still know there's 27 million business cards printed a day. And this is why we go down the path with Shuffle, and why we lead with the business card is because it's identified still as the #1 form of marketing collateral that people think that they need in a business. And they do. You need to have a great first impression. You need to have a lasting impression more than anything. You got to be able to leave something with somebody that's going to be relevant enough for them to have a conversation with you, to pick the phone up, to push that button. You know, the old business card world, the paper business card, there's crazy statistics out there about 50% of people will not do business with someone if their card looks cheap. And the same thing happens in the digital space. If it looks like it hasn't been utilized, hasn't been fine-tuned and worked on, there's a higher likelihood that you're not going to get the follow-up, or you're not going to get information back from that person to reach out to you. And they're probably going to put you on block this number on my phone or something. I don't know. But we know statistically there's 27 million business cards printed a day. That's over 10 billion a year. Now, here's where it's modified. That's in the US only. So that's pretty crazy when you start thinking about it. We were thinking globally. That's US only. And to know that there's that many people that are looking for business cards or using business cards, there's opportunity here. And to also know that there's been lost opportunity with the way people have done things with paper business cards, knowing that 90% of them end up in the trash. That's 9 billion business cards end up in the trash every year, which is crazy to think about, right? Because if I put my hard-earned dollar towards creating a really cool paper business card, and I knew that it was going to be thrown in the trash, I'm going to find something different to do, something better to do. And we feel that it's available here with this platform, right? So we talked business card and the additional technologies, and what you get here with ER and I is we're in the trenches. We're looking for the newest, best things to be able to provide. QR codes, like ER said earlier, we've been utilizing these since day one. You know, our developers really pushed on us to say, hey, QR's something that's being utilized everywhere else in the world. So we need to have this available. Yeah. You know, I think probably the last couple of years, people identify, yes, this is a very, very seamless way to share information. And you can share almost anything with a QR code anymore. I mean, videos, landing pages, PDFs, flyers, this is where people can go to be able to utilize. And then the newest wave of technology is this NFC, and NFC is here to stay. Enough of these phone providers are coming in and saying NFC is not going to go anywhere. It's not going to be like the beacon technology that Google owned the IP information and decided to turn it off for everybody and it went away. NFC is going to be here to the tune of, what is it, a $15 billion a year industry that it's looking to be a $54 billion industry by 2025. And that's just people understanding that, hey, here's another new way for seamless interaction, seamless sharing of information. And that's what so many people look for in today's virtual world, and is the fastest way to share in person as well. So those are, like the statistics that we look at and why we're so passionate about what we provide. And know that there's solutions here that can influence others to be more productive, to get their marketing information out about their brand, about themselves. I was telling ER yesterday evening, I had a long conversation yesterday with a social influencer who trains other influencers, but she sort of put it into 3 categories. You have your influencers, your micro influencers, and your nano influencers. And we started talking about how we have a referral program and how everyone has an influence. And the reason you have influence is because you're relatable. People can relate to you. You do have, and I don't really know who she is. I've heard the name, but she had mentioned, like Selena Gomez, one of the most influential people. But how relatable is she? She's way up here. I'm looking for a group or people, James, Mike Snow. I'm more relatable to you guys, so you would have more influence on me than someone like that. Mm-hmm. The same thing goes for you, Dana. You would have more influence because it's someone I know, I like, I trust. And understanding that's one of the biggest metrics in sales. You do business with someone you know, like, and trust. You have more influence than you have. There's so many people that, when you look in the mirror, you're like, this is what I can do. But I'm also the first person that's going to second guess how other people are thinking about me, when in fact they think something totally different. And it's a higher likelihood that they are looking up to you as the person that knows all this information, and that you're the one that they're going to come to. James, you had mentioned that we had that conversation, and it's able to be able to relate and bring people in, and not to toot our own horn, because this lady sort of tooted it for us, and I just wanted to express it out there. You're not going to find any other owners of company who's going to take time to jump on and be able to be a source of influence, a source of relationship for you to talk to these type of individuals. Like, we are in the trenches, and that's what we love about this community, and that's why we pour everything into it. So I know we're going to get into wins for the week. I know you're actually going to point a couple people out, and then I'll get into some of mine if other people don't have them, because that's what we also want to come into these Friday with the Founders is, what has Elify done for me to advance my week, advance my day? Yeah. You can tell when somebody's more passionate, they probably had a good win, compared to sitting back and saying, hey, I want to go to the top of the mountain, but I'm not willing to climb this thing. You got to take a step by step. And ER and I are here for you and with you to climb that mountain. We're climbing the mountain. We're going to get to the top, but we're going to need a team to get to that as well. And it just came to me as well from this conversation with this gal and being in the trenches. She's like, you guys, this is what business people, she's like, I would see almost everyone in a social platform such as LinkedIn is looking for a platform like this because they want to work with somebody that's in the trenches. We're here. We want to be a part of it with each and every one of you. So we'll get to the wins for the week.
Absolutely. And I just want to call out one thing that, Guy, you were talking about in the statistics of the business cards and things like that. I know in the past you've mentioned, guys, think about this. We're talking about efficiency and what it produces for us. A traditional business card, Guy mentioned some of the statistics. The one thing he didn't mention, 2,000 business cards. Okay, remember that number, 2,000 business cards. If you want to see an increase in your business, you need to share out 2,000 business cards in order to see how much increase? A 2%. Yeah, Oh, 2,500 business cards. Is that what it is?
No, 2,000 for 2.5% increase.
2.5%. So guys, if we want to see an uptick in our business, all of us today, if you have a traditional paper business card and you want to see a 2.5% increase in your business, your goal should be to send out 2,000 business cards as soon as possible. Okay. Now I want you to ask yourself from an efficiency perspective, are you more likely to hand out 2,000 business cards, or are you better off using a better technology that's going to provide a higher uptick for a shorter amount of activity than that? When I hear things like 90% are going in the trash can, I want to think about it. If we were driving our cars and 9 of 10 gallons that we put in the tank just came out the back muffler. Could you imagine, like, you're driving down the road and it's like, all right, I'm only going to get 10% out of this gas that I just put in. Look at the gas rates on how they are. Would you start looking for some alternative type of fuel potentially? And this is really what we're talking about when we're talking about technology in our businesses. We're looking at new ways of doing things that are going to outperform what we're currently doing. So again, Anna, I know you had a big win. I want to celebrate that with your friend who's in publishing and for the authors and things like that. That's awesome. And let us know how we can support. Is there anything else? Go ahead.
That is actually leading into a compilation book that a huge networking group is putting together. And they are actually looking at coming on board as well once they heard about it from Susie. So, and to me, it's huge. I know it's not, 200,000, 250,000, but it's not who I know, it's who they know. And when they share their card, that's where it goes. So that's the way I look at it.
Well, and I think a lot of people lose sight of that, Anna, right? There's this ripple effect. We want to talk about this. There's this ripple effect that can happen when we're out doing business. When we talk about people doing business with people they know, like, and trust, right? And we talk about the lead generation process, the hello to enrollment process, and the post-enrollment process. It's about supporting our customers so that they turn around and take us to the next customer. Think about that. If every one of your existing customers brought you 2 more customers, you'd never run out of customers. Think about that. How are you facilitating that? Now, Cindy Lee, I see your hand up. Go ahead. Thank you for joining the conversation. Good to have you on.
Wow, Guy, nice to see you. ER, thank you for coming on last week. I just had to share my wins. So I did post in the chat, but I just wanted to tell everybody how crucial this is. So I'm in this networking group, and I'm making everybody in the networking group a card that's going to link over to the website for people to join the networking group. Also, I have a testimony that was pretty powerful. And I just talked for 30 seconds and I got 5 people interested in Elify. So for networking, this is totally rock star, guys. I can't even express that enough.
Oh, thank you so much, Cindy Lee. And I would agree, guys. There's so much opportunity here. And I think this is a good segue when we talk about opportunity. I mean, there's so much opportunity to take this to the masses. We are literally watching, guys, you are the early adopters. We are watching people come into the market of digital business cards, landing pages, QR codes, NFC, relationship management in real time. We are literally watching the digital revolution expand before our eyes. And yes, we want you first and foremost to be a customer with us. We want you first and foremost to leverage the technology that we've made available to create new growth within your existing ventures and your existing brands and your existing business. However, we also need your help. Okay, I'm gonna be the first one to raise my hand and say, I need your help, guys. We need your help to help us spread the word to the masses, to get the word out. To date, Elify has relied 100% on our affiliates to get out there and to share the message about Shuffle, about Tap, and about the Elify community. Okay, this happens when our customers in everyday use are just sharing what they're currently promoting in Shuffle. It happens when people actively go out and promote. And Guy and I are so passionate about entrepreneurship and business ownership that we think everybody in the world deserves the opportunity to be a business owner. In fact, I'll be the first again to say, I truly believe business ownership is the best path to financial freedom that you can find. It's available to anybody who wants to go down that path. And this is why we created the affiliate program. And I'm a bit biased. I'll say it's the ultimate side hustle. I've heard it from other people out there. And it's because we've created a business model that I believe is second to none. It has all the best attributes of the business models that I've studied out there. And we've limited as much of the negative aspects as could be possible. Okay, so I want to talk about that opportunity here in a minute. But before I do, I want to call up a few people who are affiliates with Elify and ask them for their affiliate testimonies, just to talk a little bit about their experience as an affiliate and whether they would recommend that other people go down this path. Okay, so the first person I want to call up, Greg Boone. You there, Greg?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Greg, so good to have you on. Now, here's why I want to call you up. You and I, we've talked outside of the regular calls, and this is something I encourage to everybody, whether you're a customer or an affiliate. As you may have noticed, we throw our card in the chat every single time for people to connect with us. And I'm actually amazed at why not more people take us up on that guy. Like they don't think it's real, but when people do, it's so great to engage and work together. And so, Greg, you and I have had the opportunity to engage and work together both on the customer side and on the affiliate side. And one of the things that we were just talking about is a huge celebration for, I think, anybody who gets into affiliate marketing, and that's earning your first check. Okay, I will tell you right now, we're going to overview the affiliate program here in a second. And the first step with anybody who wants to be an online affiliate marketer is to earn your first check. And I will always say this, and Greg, I hopefully you'll concur with me. Once you've gotten that process done, it's no more complex than that. It's now a matter of rinsing and repeating. So Greg, if you want to talk about your experience, I want to preface this, guys. We are not check waivers here, okay? So if we could save talking about any amounts or anything like that. I don't want to be that guy who's giving the testimonial. Hey guys, my new Ferrari's in the background here. You could be like me. Look, we're not selling the get rich quick stuff, but we are selling generate passive residual income over time. So Greg, thoughts to that, your experience?
Yeah. So I cashed out my first check, I should say. Here this last week, and it actually helped me to pay a bill, and I can't wait to get more people involved with me so that I can help them to do the same.
I love that. What a servant leader mentality from Greg there. First huge celebration, the first check. I love to hear that it helped you accomplish something like pay a bill. You know what I mean? And the fact that you want to get more and refer other people and show them how to do the same, not just on the solution side, but actually on the opportunity side, on the income side. You just let us know how we can support you in that. Now, I have a few questions for you.
Okay.
Is this a full-time thing for you? Are you doing 40 hours a week as an affiliate with us?
No, it is kind of a side thing. I've got a few other things that I do as well. So, yeah.
So I say that in jest because, guys, the reality is a majority of our affiliates, this is their side hustle. Now, Greg, did it take a lot of hard work and effort and energy to go out and get the referrals that you got to earn commissions?
Nope, not at all. In fact, I was just thinking here prior to this, how little effort that I put in, and thought, if I could apply just a little more effort, how much better would that be?
And Greg, we talked about this a little bit yesterday on the mastermind call. And I think, and I want to acknowledge this for you, you are on the right track and you're at the right pace. Okay. I want to acknowledge this to everybody who goes down this path. And here's why. If you're looking to earn any amount online as an affiliate, that's great. But it always starts, every journey starts with the first step. Every affiliate earning starts with earning your first check and then scaling that check over time. And so you will continue to build momentum, and you will identify the additional items and activities that you can do to contribute more to that. And I truly believe this is a direct correlation and cause based on the time investment that you put into it. So even if you're not doing this 40 hours a week, guys, and trust me, you don't need to accomplish what Greg's accomplished in this. You just need to understand that you have these amazing tools at your disposal. If you haven't seen any of Greg's cards, Greg, if you want to share a card in the chat or connect with other people, you need to actually leverage the technology so that you know what you're talking about when you interact with people. We've got plenty of affiliates. They go out and market their own brand, their own product, their own service, and that's how they're generating their referral, even as an affiliate. We call that the passive referral. Just by using it every day in your business, you're going to expose other people to the technology, and you'd be surprised how many people go, "What is that? Where did you get that? How does that work?" And that becomes the door opening for you to make a referral. On the other side, you've got active referrals, right? Somebody who's saying, "Look, I want to give you a free card. Have you heard about this technology? How are you marketing? How are you managing relationships?" They're asking pointed questions. They're getting a little bit more involved. Again, this is a segue or a stair-step process that anybody can go down. So Greg, with that being said, I want to encourage you and invite you to think about who else you would want to take this opportunity to, so that they could learn about this, because we're going to talk about leverage within the affiliate program and how you can get paid not just on your own referrals, but on the referrals of other people. That's going to boost your income so much more. So Greg, I'm super excited to continue to support you and work with you. I'm excited to get a plan together that's a little bit pointed to where we can say, hey, we're going to dedicate this amount of time, right? We talk about it every week, making a plan, executing our plan, preparing to execute it so that we can expect to win and accomplish our plan. And I think that's so powerful. So Greg, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for just giving that little testimonial there. Do you have anything you want to add in closing?
Not at this time, but thank you, sir, for your time. I appreciate it.
No, thank you. Thank you for your efforts, and congratulations again for earning that first check. That's something that should be celebrated, because I know if you can do it once, you can do it consistently. And with that being said, I know he's been called out by James already on this call. And James is pointing at me. We know who's coming up next. It's Mike Snow. Okay, you may have been on some of these calls. You may have heard from Mike Snow giving some tips. I know Mike uses Shuffle, and he'll talk maybe briefly about how he uses Shuffle and talk about how he helps other people leverage Shuffle. And Mike, I want to invite you to come up. Again, I don't want to talk about any amounts here. You can talk about multiples if you want, or anything like that, or ROI. But you're somebody who has maybe cashed out more than one time, correct?
Yeah, a lot of times.
And let's, if you don't mind, give us a little bit of your background and your Shuffle experience, your affiliate experience.
Well, I ran into Shuffle, my goodness, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I guess. John Morrison is my business partner, and he called me up. I guess he had just got off the phone with both of you or one of you, and he's like, "Mike, we got to meet these guys. We're going to do this thing." I was like, "Really?" And you know what I told him when he said that? I said, "No." I said, "I'm busy. I'm doing something else over here." "No, Mike, this is the one. You got to see what these guys are doing." So I took a look. I saw, because as soon as I looked and really realized what was going on, I was in. And that was kind of different times. I use Shuffle now as, part of my business to introduce people to me through the Shuffle business card. Nobody comes in to meet me if they don't come through my funnel, which is the Shuffle business card. Got to come through that to get to me. But back then, when I first found out about Shuffle, I was already in network marketing. And I loved the company that I was in, and I'm still in it. But when I learned about the digital business card, I kind of shifted to it. And I was promoting it 100%. I did hotel meetings. I did inviting people. I ran ads on Facebook, inviting people to hotel meetings where all I talked about was the digital business card. and it went nuts, like that. And all these people coming in, and I just started seeing, I was like, well, wait a minute, I'm only making $1. But then I started thinking, I know what can happen to a penny in 30 days. What could happen to $1 in 30 days? So that was it. I spent a lot of time on that, built an organization of people. That organization got up to 800 and some odd plus people. And then it just started growing. Some people dropped off. It's all about, if you can keep an average of right about 35% of your organization in place, you're going to get a check coming in on a regular basis. And I'll keep doing it. I'll always be promoting it. And I really enjoy how, ER and Guy are, they're thinking and they're listening to the things that we talk about, that we need. They look out to see what's out there and what will fit into Shuffle. There's a whole lot of stuff they could bring in here, but what fits and what is going to be good for the long run? Because once we, got the tap card, I wasn't 100% sold because I'm all about trying to keep everything to this phone, and I was on that. But then I realized the power in it is that, just like James just said, that physical thing, soon as I pull it out and I do this and I say, hey, let me give you my card, they automatically want to grab it. Okay, I got you now. Because if you're leaning forward to get something, now you stuck your hand in there, I'm going to put the handcuffs on you. I got you now. They stick that hand out. So now when they do that, I said, no, just bring your phone up. Let me show you something. And I touch that phone and they see my card. But the other thing that ER said was about your card. I did it way back years ago. I would just give people my business cards. And I would get all these notifications on somebody looked at your card. Somebody. I'm waking up in the middle of the night. Bing, 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 bing. Somebody. I'm tired of somebody. I want to know who somebody is. I do not give my card out straight to no way, no form, no kind of way. They get my card. All of my QR codes go to a request card. Do you have the share on? I'll show you what the request card looks like.
Should be. Go ahead.
All right. When I go in, because I have 63 cards and I have them in folders, I go into mine and go find my request card is here. Thank you again for your interest in receiving my card. They all go, and this is what they get after they fill out the form. Now, the form will always vary. The forms are different. If I know it's short and I'm actually using my tap card, that's a short form. All I'm asking them for is name and a phone number. That's all I need right then because I want to get it to them fast. But if they're like here, like we're doing right now, if they're hitting me up on here and I go down, these are all these different QR codes that I have in there. This one is the photo. When I stop my screen and you see my photo, this one is the background that you see back behind me now, right over here. When they hit on this one, this is the one where they're going to get more. I'm going to ask for that name. I'm asking for other things. I'm uploading a business card from them if they want to give it to me. I want that email, all of that coming out of this one. Why? Because most people that are on here or on a Zoom with me, they already see me. They will give me that information if I ask for it.
I love it. Mike, I'm going to ask you a few quick questions, but I want to call out some stuff that you said there. And I think this is important for everybody. First of all, an in-depth look is so much more valuable than a casual glance, as Mike was talking about. If you've heard what we've been talking about today, I'm going to implore you to discover, to dig in, to take an in-depth look at the technology and at the affiliate program, because again, like Mike just said, this is something that he took time. When he first said no, and a lot of us, that's what we say every time somebody approaches us with something. Nah, no, not right now. But if you take an opportunity to take an in-depth look, I truly believe you're going to see something that we put together here that's available to everybody. And I really like, thank you for sharing that, Mike. The other thing, daily usage. Mike is a product of the product. It becomes so much easier to go out and promote if you use something every day. Think about the last time, and we do this all the time, the last time you made a recommendation to somebody. They asked you for a recommendation and you were gladly giving it, but it was about something that you trusted, you used, or you experienced it, right? Whether it's a good restaurant, a good movie, something like that. It's, I already did it. I'm going to tell you about that experience, how it helped me or what my experience was and what I expect that you would see from there. The other thing, Mike, you mentioned multiple streams of income, guys. Success leaves clues. This isn't the end all be all. It's another channel of potential passive residual income for you. And it's that compounding effect. We've got leverage in this. We're going to talk about the program as we start to wrap this stuff up, but the leverage and the compounding effect is so powerful. We've talked about this in the past, and Mike, you brought up the penny example. It is so relevant. Would you rather have 1 penny today, compounded every day, doubled every day for the next 30 days, or $1 million? Ask yourself that question, because if you're saying $1 million right now, you are missing out, because a penny compounding every day for 30 days is over $3 million. So we have to be smart about the businesses and the structures that we're getting into. Mike, full-time, part-time, anytime, tell me. And when you do, I want to put some context around this without a number. I know Greg said he used his commission to pay a bill, but he didn't talk about how big that bill was. So I've heard from people, their commissions are almost like finding that couch cushion money. And, maybe it'd be a nice big couch if you found the money that you're getting in your cushions. Are we talking a grocery bill? Are we talking a car payment? Are we talking a mortgage payment here on what somebody can cash out?
All of the above. I mean, it's really up to you as far as how much money you make from the card and from Shuffle. It's up to you. If I really went back to the old days and I kind of just strictly marketed Shuffle, that's all I did, because I'm a digital marketing strategist. If that's all I did, it would be a lot bigger. That's all my ads would run about that and all of that. Yeah. I kind of turned those things off a while ago, but I had to. And this is one thing I'll tell everybody out there. I had to slow Shuffle down. Shuffle didn't slow down. I had to slow it down. I took early retirement. I had a chance. My mother told me, don't wait. I was going to wait all the way out to 66 and 6. My mother said no. So I took early retirement and went. Once I did that, I was limited to how much money I can make per month. So instead of playing with the IRS, I just downsized myself. And that's where I am now. I got a year left. I'm 65 now. I got a year and 6 months left. I'm going to crank it right back up to where it was before. And there's a lot of money in Shuffle, period.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mike. I really appreciate that. And look, we're going to jump over real quick. We're going to talk about the affiliate program that Greg and Mike were just talking about. So if you're watching this and you don't know anything about the affiliate program, let's talk about it. We've created an affiliate program that you can get paid to share Shuffle. You can get paid to share Tap. You can get paid anytime somebody buys an Elify solution using your link. Danon mentioned the free card. You can get paid when you're going out, giving the free card out, and they upgrade into a premium card. Even if they do that the next day or 6 months down the road, because you made the referral, you get credit for it. So we've made it real simple. You join as an affiliate, you promote Shuffle, you start earning. If you're unaware of what affiliate marketing is, it's nothing more than link sharing. What we do all the time when we're out there marketing. You can do this online or offline. You can use a QR code or a card to accomplish all of this. And what are you going to earn? Guys, you earn 10% of your direct referral residually for the life of that customer, 10% for the life of that customer. So you do the work one time and you get it over and over and over again. And there's no limit to the number of people you can directly refer. We heard from Mike, whether you want to do a road show, get out there and share it, go to a networking event, share it to everybody there. Anybody who signs up through your link, you get 10% for the life of that customer. We've got customers who've been on, like Mike said, over 5 years, right? Could you imagine getting paid for the next 5 years for telling somebody about something one time? The reality is business models like this exist, and this is why we're doing it. We're not doing it for our benefit. We're doing it for your benefit because we truly believe as a community that high tide raises all ships, but we don't stop at those direct referrals. Guy mentioned earlier the influencer, the micro influencer, and the nano influencer. If we were just doing direct referrals, then your traditional influencer marketer would be geared for this. Somebody who has access to thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions of potential customers that they can directly promote and market to. That's going very wide. But we understand the reality of today's business environment, everybody. Okay, the reality is we're not all mega influencers, but here's what we all are. We are all nano influencers or micro influencers to some degree. We all know or have a relationship and it's what you were talking about, the people that they know who could use this type of technology. And so all we're talking about is tapping into those spheres of influence out there and introducing these products, services, and even this affiliate opportunity to go out and share. So again, you're going to get 8%. Okay, 10% on everything you directly refer and 8% on everything that comes out of your network referrals here. In addition, this is called leverage, right? Leverage. We don't just want to get paid on our efforts. We want to get paid on the efforts of other people. And look, they're going to get paid their 10%. You're going to earn 8%. So it's a huge opportunity to go out, as Greg was talking about, and show other people how they can get a bill paid, how they could get their groceries paid, how they could, pay a car payment or pay off the mortgage, or maybe even retire early. That's what I truly believe. I truly believe the fastest path to retirement isn't necessarily following the old adage of getting a good job, working a 9 to 5 for 40 years, investing a little bit. Yes, still invest, still build your portfolio, still do all of those things, but supplement it. I truly believe if you start a business, you can grow that business to a size where it will create an income stream for you equivalent to that portfolio income that you would have pulled out in retirement. And you're going to do it a lot faster than a 40-year process to accomplish it. If that was cut in half to 20 years, 10 years, or even 5 years to help you get from where you are to retirement, that would be a huge opportunity and path for most people. We understand how important leverage is, so we created these direct referral bonus milestones. If you directly refer 10 people, right? Think about this, micro and nano influencers. We're not expecting you to go out and refer thousands of people directly. 10 people, 20 people, 30 people, maxing out at 40 people. We'll give you a 1% bonus on 7, 8, 9, and 10. So here's what it looks like visually, guys. This is you as the affiliate. This is you making your direct referrals. Everybody direct to you 10%. Anybody indirect to you within 6 degrees of separation, you earn 8% on.
Your screen's
the more people you help and show, the more your network is going to grow. And if you can go out and directly refer 10, 20, 30, 40 people, you'll earn a 1% bonus on 7, 8, 9, and 10. Here's the key. There's no volume requirements on this program. There's no ranks or levels you have to achieve to qualify for anything. Everybody qualifies for this program the moment they become an affiliate. Signing up, we don't charge you some starter kit or some big investment to become an affiliate. All we ask is that you're an existing customer so that you are a product of the product. We've included a commission calculator on here where you can play around and estimate your earnings. And I just want to call this out with the existing settings at 3 people per month, with about half the people duplicating your efforts. Guys, this isn't get rich quick. I'm not going to sell you on you're going to make $10,000 a month tomorrow. But what I am going to say is there is a path where you can compound each month's previous successes on the next month's production and build passive residual income over time. And that's really what all of this is about. In closing, guys, there's a huge opportunity out here to go out and to, one, support your existing business. build and highlight your brand, get the message out, leverage things like landing pages, digital business cards, relationship management, QR, NFC, and that's available to you right now at a nominal monthly fee. But here's the other reality. Once you start using this technology, you get the experience with the technology and you can see what the technology does for you. We ask that you join us hand in hand in sharing this out to the world so that we can get more people within the Elify community. We can get more users on the technology. And in doing so, if you added up those percentages, you'd realize we pay out over half the revenue that comes in back out to all of the affiliates that are helping us get there. So I'm going to encourage you, consider joining the affiliate program. Grab your link. Think about who you could share. If you're already out there promoting directly, right, through your direct referrals, consider who you know, like Greg was talking about, who could also use a path to get bills paid, a path to cover the mortgage or the groceries, and invite them to join the community, to learn that there's an affiliate program that they can operate online or offline to get out there and grow a passive residual income. So Guy, with all of that said, I'm going to throw it over to you to close this out. I don't know if there are any other questions or anything like that. I do know that we're over our time. So I want to thank everybody for their time. And Guy, back to you.
Awesome. We'll get to some wins next week. We do want everyone to take this holiday weekend and spend and remember why we have a Memorial Day and why we live in such a great country and have this freedom. So we are actually going to take Monday off from a sprint planning aspect. We'll probably jump on Tuesday and say, hey, here's your sprint planning. You also have a training at Tech Tuesday at 2 with Kathy. She'll be back in. She'll be done vacationing. And then Thursday, we'll get into one of those master classes, as well as Friday with the Founders next Friday at this exact same time. Hey, we want you all to know, from a influencer, micro nano influencer, ER and I are the ones that sort of look at ourselves as micro influencers, nano influencers. And we might have influence with each one of you, but we also know that you have those types of influence that can get this information out. We also identify you more as partners than somebody that's just part of our network, because your family, your partners, you are the Elify backbone, and why we're able to get in the trenches and bring the newest, greatest things and continue to, if there's a bug, get it fixed as fast as we can. We're the ones that are validating these types of things. And this is what encourages us to be able to come on and have these types of conversations with you multiple times throughout the week. So with that, we're going to wrap it up. We hope everyone has, again, a great holiday weekend. If you're here in the US, if you're outside and rewatching this elsewhere, have a great weekend. And we will be chatting with you all next Tuesday.